Let's jump right in. You don't have to accept looking like you are old, out of shape, weak, and your best years are behind you. So we're going to be talking about low testosterone levels caused by aging. Now, some of the things that are triggered by age-related low testosterone you may or may not know about. And what's the reason? Because most of the information you're getting about low testosterone and a low T fix has been presented to you by some jacked 18 to 35-year-old fitness influencer who doesn't have the first freaking idea or clue what he's talking about, because he's never personally experienced any of it. The only thing that he's experienced that you haven't is that he's driving around in a Lamborghini obtained from 7 million YouTube views from people who just want to see him pose and work out and look good. All he can do is read some study or parrot what he's been hearing from other jacked influencers. So with low testosterone, first and foremost, you start to look the way you feel, like crap. You're tired, not motivating, hoping you can perform in bed without a prescription, and the answer to that is probably no. But that's okay. More can be reversed than people realize. The way they feel about it is, as long as you need to keep coming in to get a prescription, the doctors and the pharmacy companies are ecstatic. They're not going to tell you how to fix yourself. Anyway, what does this lead to? Well, your confidence sinks a lot faster than the Titanic, and you still might have the inward interest and sex drive that you had when you were 25, but even that interest can be waning. You start thinking, why bother to look good? Nobody's going to be interested in this old washed up dude anyway. Let me digress for a moment. Women don't think like men do. Duh. But anyway, women aren't primarily driven by your looks, except for maybe the first encounters. I mean, if you look repulsive to them, your chances are about zero. Unlike men, it's all about looks, especially at first and for a while, right? But once we get you straightened out, looks won't be an issue. Trust me, you'll carry around self-confidence and a quiet dominance that you might not have had since you were half the age you are now. And all of that is for another video. My digression is to assure you that what you think you are past or beyond, as far as like past opportunities with, I don't know, dating stuff, whatever, or even just looking good to other people, they're only thoughts because you aren't fixed yet. That I've had very surprising conversations with women, and the physical might be involved somewhat at first, like I've already said, but it's how you carry yourself, especially for older men, how you command attention in a room, your swag, if you will, okay? That will ultimately carry the day for you. And when women were telling me this, I was blown away, Oh, it's not how you look? Anyway, low T levels aren't getting you there. Any of that I just described, and you know that. Most definitely speak to a doctor about everything. I'm serious about that. And then you do research and whatever, especially to get your starting hormone levels so that you can monitor progress. And if you haven't already, quote, fixed your low T levels with HRT, you probably still feel close to how you did before you got on HRT. And that is because hormones are completely interconnected. Yes, HRT can fix and will fix low testosterone levels. But did it fix your free testosterone levels? Hell, most doctors won't even test you for that unless you ask. Ask. Imagine a car where you fill up the gas tank. Okay, you fill it up with gas, but the fuel pump is broken. That's what it's like to have HRT without your free testosterone levels going up also. Now, we'll cover that as well. There's actually some supplements you can take that will help you get better free testosterone. Only free testosterone is what matters. Total testosterone means nothing. This is what you get from the fitness influencers, okay? They're going to tell you about that. Anyway, you're going to build muscle mass, and you're going to start regularly eating the way you should be, sleeping the way you should, getting rid of stress and other things. Once we put all these different pieces together, you're going to have a true hormone fix, okay? Look at my pictures of myself, okay? These pictures are me in my mid to late 50s, 57, 58. So I experienced this firsthand. I understand. And getting started and stick to it builds momentum. It builds confidence. Your body changes and seems to age in reverse. And the exercise increases natural growth hormone from the pituitary gland. That means slower aging of the skin and hair, and some cases it can even reverse some of the physical age damage that we've gotten. Okay, now that's asking a lot, but at least you'll be decreasing the amount of decline that you're getting in your skin and hair and all that stuff. Now, I've got 2 siblings, both younger than I am, and they simply didn't do anything as far as like building muscle mass or anything like that when they were younger or even now, okay? So they never set out to reverse the process. Now, when we go out together somewhere together, like, I don't know, a restaurant, whatever, I am seen as the youngest of the 3 of us. Now, I live in a community of 55 and older, and when I was 60 years old and looking to rent here, I actually had the property manager try to deny me a tour of the community, and she said, "You know, sir, the community is for 55 and older only." Also, when I get a haircut, I have to specifically say senior discount, and for other stuff as well, or they won't give it to me sometimes. You know, they'll ring it up and I'm like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you senior discount." Anyway, sometimes they actually, at getting a haircut, they card me to verify my age. And so I asked the woman who was cutting my hair once, I said, "Why didn't you think I was 65 or older?" And I assumed, again, another assumption with women, I assumed that it was the hair color because, you know, I have some gray, but it's not that much. And I said, "So is it because the hair isn't that gray yet?" And her answer shocked me. She said, No, it's not that. We just don't get guys in here who are muscular looking at your age. So you become a rare dude, okay? When you add muscle, not only are you going to start to age and reverse your body's perceived physical age, but you will also build confidence that you don't have now. You will move faster and be more fluid in your movements. You will likely even start to walk faster. And by the way, how fast you walk normally, you know, your normal gait speed, how you walk, it's one of the very best predictors on how long you will live into the future and how your health is likely to be. So adding muscle mass and working out will increase your overall mobility and not just walking speed. Better than anything else you could possibly do is building for muscle. There's no other magic tricks out there. You're not going to run on a treadmill for an hour a day and get any of these benefits. In essence, you will actually reverse the biological clock. Men will notice, women will notice, and you will notice. But it all has to start somewhere. If you demand and command yourself that you are doing this, and I use that word demand for a reason, many guys our age go along to get along, and most of us have carved out generous times of our lives to others, our families in particular, but friends and, you know. You dramatically improving your life is not negotiable. It isn't. We men spend most of our lives helping others improve their lives and their life situations. And that's awesome, okay? That's what men do. But now it's your turn. If that means others have to bend a little on their schedule to accommodate you, then so be it. If it means others should now be supportive of your ambitious new goals, then that is the way it just has to be. It's not negotiable. Do not allow anyone else to sabotage this. The benefits are, among many others, looking younger and actually getting hormonally fixed. And your dopamine and your dopamine and serotonin levels, your happy centers, they're going to get fixed. And your feeling tired and unmotivated aspects of life start to greatly reduce. Slowly at first, but we get that taken care of. And free testosterone is a big part of that, guys. You will have strength not to have to worry about mobility issues and you having to worry about somebody taking care of you in a few years. All right? You just won't have to have that. You're going to greatly decrease those issues and the chance of that happening. Also, your balance will improve, or you will almost totally prevent a balance issue from happening in the future. Your clothes will not only fit better, but you'll actually look forward to being able to buy clothes that generally only fit on younger guys. Most men our age are, by necessity, having to buy larger and larger pant sizes and looking for shirts or other, top clothing pieces that more and more hide our midsection. And absolutely trust me on this one. Younger people will start to become attracted to you. It may even astonish you. So that is only some of the many benefits that comes with starting a weight training program. It's the bullseye no other thing has. Nothing else even comes close. And I haven't even begun to talk about the dozen or so other major benefits that you will give yourself by starting this adventure. I listed some of the reasons why you need to demand of others who you know who might stand in your way or may not give you the time that you need allocated to yourself. But you have to demand it of yourself, because chances are you are your own biggest obstacle. If you haven't done this until now, or only half-heartedly did it in the past, you committed a few times maybe and then quit after a certain period of time, I've been there also, then you are the biggest challenge to yourself. I know. Again, I've been my biggest obstacle in my own past. You getting started now is not negotiable. Figure a way to do it. You aren't 25, 35, or even turning 40 anymore. There is no more time to mess around with. Look, you don't want to be a heart attack or stroke away from making the decision too late. Time is up. Demand this for yourself. I'm here to do my best to keep you motivated. Once this channel grows enough, I plan on having Zoom type of calls to help men get the most out of life and stay motivated. There's no reason for us to go down this deterioration hill that we can't climb up anymore. In the meantime, as I said, I'm just starting this channel and much more is on the way. I'll do my best to post everything you need to be successful. There's going to be times when I post stuff that's focused on, other stuff that may not apply to you for now. But as time goes on, it's going to apply to you. Don't worry about the best exercise or the best split or the correct number of repetitions. That is all noise for fine-tuning later. You have to turn on the radio station first before you can fine-tune it, right? A plan needs to be developed, and it all starts with, I decide I'm doing this, and nothing is standing in my way. I've lived all aspects of this. I've come back from multiple heart attacks, 2 torn and still very painful rotator cuffs, and it's all good. It taught me how to build big shoulders. I've come back from spine surgery, a leg that was misdiagnosed, and I still feel that to this day. Okay? And most of all, I got what most would say would be crappy genetics. I was a skinny fat guy whose genetics matched my parents. So what? I'm a man. I overcome. And so can you. Make the decision. A simple yes to doing this is a start. Okay? Getting started is 90% of the job. If you're this old and still looking to do it, it's 90% of the job. And promise yourself you won't quit on yourself. You deserve the absolute best that life has to offer. And the crime is that all of this is available and many people won't take it. I'll upload as fast as I can to help you with the next steps. I may venture into other topics, like I said, and it may not apply to you at first, but trust me, after a while, you'll start being interested in those topics because they will apply to you. There's different stages for different people. Just don't let yourself down. The benefits are way too superior to comfortably aging. Percentage-wise, most older men in this country are out of shape. Most countries. They can't even meet federal guidelines for strength fitness, which are weak to start with, even adjusted for age. I think it's something like 16.9%, if I remember correctly, okay, of older men, 16 older, that can't even meet the minimum standards. And 75% of all men, all ages, so take the young in with it as well, are at least in the overweight category. Only 35% of all men of all ages actually do strength training 2 times a week. And what does this mean for you? It means you can get into shape with a normal body weight and build a good muscular frame, and you're going to stick out. And don't believe the bullshit that it's too late to build significant muscle after a certain age. It's all bullcrap. I could never get my biceps, for example, past 16 and a quarter inches, okay, for most of my life. But From age 61 to 64, I dialed in on all aspects, like sleep, protein needs, and then my measurements are 17 inches when I'm the most cut. Okay, so I added a whole inch beyond what you can't do it, Rich. It's too late. All right, it's not too late. And there's supplements that actually will help you, and proven through science that will help you build muscle like you were when you were younger. It's not creatine, and it's not anything that people would say you're not natural. There's time for that. It's coming. The point is, don't believe any of the naysayers. Stay away from them and surround yourself with supportive people in your life. Okay? So when you get dialed in, you will be attractive. You will command respect just by your presence as a man. A confident, fit, and in shape man. Those stats I threw out were to show you how rare you can make yourself. People fall in love with the rarity. This is how you can be attractive. You can be the desired. So let's do this, man. Subscribe and share this with anyone else your age or whatever who's going through the same thing and needs to get started. Okay? My name is Rich, and I'm here for you. Let's go. Let's do this.